All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this match between PapaSchmo and ptoil as part of the Super Metroid Triple Bingo Tournament. I'm joined today by Derp. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm real excited for this tournament. I love bingo. Not gonna lie, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping we have a good match. I believe they are going to be doing two matches back to back, with the third match played at a later date, if need be. But yeah, you want to introduce the two runners we have today?
Yeah, sure. So we've got PapaSchmo will be the green on the bingo card, and ptoil will be purple. Um, I believe ptoil is a pretty reasonable favorite in this matchup. Uh, but it's bingo. There's a lot to be keeping in your mind at once, and we are seeing the bingo card now. So
Yeah.
take a look at this.
The first thing I'm noticing with this card, as we see the runners starting off in series, is that screw attack tile in the
Right
middle.
in the middle. Oh,
Not usually something you want to go do.
yeah.
So that might lock them out of the diagonal lines if they were otherwise going to do that. Of
Yeah,
course,
I
the
mean,
skip charge and skip wave are being marked because the runners have not picked up those items yet. It doesn't mean they will be getting those tiles, but for the time being, they do meet the qualifications. Let's see what they decide to do. That middle row, row 3, is really rough. That's so sad.
there's a lot of ugly tiles on this card.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at like column 4 is not too bad. Could do like row 5 as well. Do a bunch of Meridia stuff.
Hmm.
Not sure. I think we're most likely going to be seeing the runners skip that middle tile and go into Meridia, but we'll see what happens. PapaSchmo actually having a really solid series time. You'll tend to see runners have a little bit worse of a series time in this because they're focused on the card and trying to figure out the most optimal route. So you'll see their early game execution maybe not be as good as it could be, but
Hmm.
both runners having very solid series escapes.
Yeah, I I definitely think there's a bit of a divide where like some players will be just like looking at the screen as little as possible as they're going through series, where others, really want to dedicate their brain power to like this cutscene right here. It's really convenient that we have this cutscene early on to really be able to fully read the card.
Yeah, that and for most runners who are familiar with the uh, running the game vanilla, you're going to be doing the same thing for the first 5 minutes anyways, so you don't
Hmm.
need to concentrate too much on it. You'll usually have a pretty solid time no matter what. But yeah, sometimes you'll have a little bit of a rough go of things.
Yeah, I think generally, with a couple exceptions, sort of the first deviation from a normal route you'll see is whether runners want to pick up that Brinstar reserve, which I think in a lot of cards, picking up that reserve tends to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, the reserve also comes with the two missile packs behind it, which is also
Hmm.
generally going to be good. A lot of people I know prefer to pick up early missiles just because even if they aren't doing a tile that requires missiles, it's just nice to have. But in this card, it looks like the only missile tile is that 125, and that's another one that they really don't want to be doing.
Yeah. Well, there's also the 25 criteria or 40 Brinstar missiles.
Yeah, that would be a valid reason to pick up
Hmm.
those Brinstar missiles. That might be the best tile. What I'm looking at right now, and I don't know how much time you've had to really look at the card, but I'm looking at like column 1, row 2, row 5. It's a lot of E tanks, so that might be a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I
But
think that's valid.
Yeah, you can get all your E-tanks and your power bombs doing a second trip through Brinstar, theoretically.
Mhm.
You know, you can get like Edikun Power Bomb, Retro, and Mission Impossible. And if you pick up like Croc Power Bombs and Alpha and Beta, that brings you up to 30, and you just need one more. And like, it might be kind of tempting to pair that with the Meridia Power Bomb, because that would be the next logical one to get, but I'm not sure if that row is what they want to do. But I guess Visit the Critters would be good if they wanted to do a Brinstar loop.
Mhm.
So the runners definitely have options if that's the route they want to do. Something like an old route into ship, and then do a Brinstar cleanup into finishing in Meridia. But we'll see what they decide to do. Of course, there is no Criteria map station, so they don't need to worry about that. A lot of runners choose to pick that up or go to that room early, even if they aren't planning on going to it, just in case they swap or if they don't know exactly what they're doing yet.
Mhm.
Usually a good idea. But in this seed, we will not need to worry about any map stations, actually. Well, except Norfair. But that one's not until a little bit later once they get power bombs. Could create a little bit of an awkward situation where the runners would need to remember to get Norfair map while they're leaving Norfair if they potentially like got their first power bomb at Croc, which is a situation that comes up a lot in Bingo actually. So if the runners decide to do that, that's another thing they need to keep in mind. Row 4 is another one that's another line that's fairly easy to complete, although Wreck Ship E-Tank is a little bit out of the way, and it would require them to only get one suit, which would potentially force a ship first, which makes the E-Tank even more awkward, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe not that one, but it's not the most ridiculous line on the card, that's for sure.
Yeah, anytime you see that, like, only one of Varia or Gravity and Wreck Ship E next to each other, you're feeling a little bit awkward. This card's just kind of awkward in general. I feel like there are a lot of lines that get a lot worse because of that collect all 15 Norfair power bombs tile. That requires you to go deep LN.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of Meridia, I feel, on this card. There's a lot of Meridia, and then, like you said, that Norfair power bombs, and of course the screw attack in the middle, which isn't the worst thing ever if the runners are comfortable with Lava Dive, but is still out of the way and can be pretty tricky if the runners aren't super comfortable. Although I think ptoil is actually, I believe he has a very good GT Classic time, so I imagine he's comfortable with Lava Dive. Doesn't look like ptoil got the reserve. Meanwhile, PapaSchmo is going back for it. So we've got our first glimpse at what the runners might be planning on doing. PapaSchmo also getting these missiles, so that suggests potentially going for the column 1, row 5, or some lines that include the Brinstar missiles and Brinstar reserve.
Yeah, it's interesting skipping that Brinstar reserve. Like, that's definitely a pretty hard commitment. Because it really doesn't take all that much time to get. But if you already know which lines you're getting at this point in the game, and you can just like perfectly beeline towards all your objectives, that's really powerful.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how ptoil decides to route this, because there's a lot of lines that kind of force him into the same route. So it's likely that he does a very similar route to what PapaSchmo does, even if he doesn't do the same objectives. Might also pick up the reserve on the way back through Brinstar if he does another loop.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
Generally not what you want to do, since you're already going in that room once to get the super missile. Really
interesting. Looks like ptoil maybe was initially going for a Norfair, like a Kraden Norfair first. but instead is going up red tower.
Yeah, this definitely signals that he is most likely getting that collect one of Varia or Gravity, since there's not really another reason to do ship first in this card. Maybe it works out better with his routing. I'm not sure exactly what he's planned out.
Yeah, I tend to think ship first is often a very powerful play in bingo. But aside from that one collect only one suit tile.
Okay. Almost landed on the
Yeah.
caterpillar. That would have done a lot of damage. Continue what you were saying, Glove.
Oh no, just like what you were saying. I don't think this card. Oh, ptoil just wanted a power bomb,
Huh.
or is just farming here.
Looks like he is taking the power bomb and bailing. Doing the GT Classic route. Like I said, he's a good GT Classic runner.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if that indicates to me that he wants to skip Croc.
I'm really not sure what he's planning on doing. That seems like a very strange play to me. Skipping Croc is the only thing I can really think of. I thought he was potentially going to do something like, if he's picking up Gravity, do like a row 4, column 5, probably get Screw Attack and do one of the diagonals as well. There's some things he could do there. No, I'm not so sure, but
yeah, he's skipping Spazer as well. Which, Spazer is a tile on this card. Also, I think Spazer can often just be a nice pickup if you plan on facing a lot of the bosses, since, you might not be picking up that Wave Beam. You're more than likely not picking up Plasma. So Spazer can add some much needed firepower.
do we know how many missiles PapaSchmo has picked up in Brinstar now? Because I think he's pretty close to 40, actually. Picked up all the ones in the reserve area. I think he got Mission Impossible. Or not Mission Impossible, but the
Missile outside.
Charge missile. Even picked up the tube, the pipe missile. So that's... I think that's 35, including alpha missiles. So he's one off, if my math is right. I wonder where he picks up that last one. Likely going to be picking up the alpha powerbomb missile. So hopefully he remembers that. ptoil, not quite getting the quick kill. He's a little bit low, actually, but dying to crate isn't really something that you're super worried about. ptoil is taking it a little bit safe, though, just to make sure.
Alright, we do see PapaSchmo picking up that Spazer.
Okay. See if he is planning on doing anything with that. I'm not seeing anything super convenient. He might be planning on going for missiles, actually, since he's already picking up Brinstar missiles. So he's doing,
could do column 2.
Yeah, like column 2 paired with column 1. And he already picked up charge beam, so he can't do row 3. We'll see. That would pair pretty well with like row 5. So that's probably what PapaSchmo is planning on doing. If I had to wager a guess. Still a lot of time for him to be sure, though. So it's possible he changes his mind and just wanted the Spazer for the extra firepower. It is a nice item to have early on. And it's not too much of a time commitment. It's only like 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, meanwhile, ptoil is continuing onward with pretty much the exact GT Classic route.
See him go for high jumpless here, Kappa. Okay, maybe he won't do that.
Real shame. No reason to skip high jump on this card.
Yeah, I think both of the qualifiers I did, there was a skip high jump trial, which was not fun. Or maybe it was one of the practice ones. Either way, picking up high jump, not fun. It really limits your movement. It slows
Yeah.
you down a lot more than you would expect. Fortunately, ptoil does not need to deal with that. So both runners do only have the various suits, so technically they do have that row 4, column 5 tile, even though likely aren't going to keep it. Both runners will probably be picking up gravity sooner or later.
Yeah. It would be pretty difficult at this point to be able to skip Meridia entirely.
Well, there is the Crocomire tile, so they could do a little bit of suitless. Definitely not something you really want to do. Suitless is generally very slow. But it is on the cards. Although they can't do column 5, so they'd have to go get every super missile in Meridia. I don't know if you can do that without gravity. I don't know if you can get Aqueduct. If you can, it's tricky.
You can store a spike suit.
Yes, you could. That's very true.
But that's about all I can think of, because you can't snail clip suitless.
Can you with X-ray? I thought you could.
Oh,
Either way.
maybe you can with X-ray. I don't know.
We're getting into very specific situations that will very likely not be coming up here.
Yeah, very likely will not come up this whole tournament.
Hey, I don't know. Cross product is here. He might pull out the elevator
That's true.
Crystal Flash. Never know what to expect with Cross. ptoil skipping the wave beam, so he got that that collect only one of wave or speed tile. We'll see if he keeps that as well, or rather, we'll see if he goes for a line with that tile. So that would be row 2.
Hmm.
Did either runner pick up the map station? I didn't see.
I don't believe so. Well, PapaSchmo doesn't have the power bombs.
Right. It's more of a question of if.
I don't think ptoil did, though.
I don't think so either. But he's got time to. Looks like he actually is going straight to screw attack.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. So, still not exactly sure what tile he's doing. It's a very good lava dive, though. I think lava dive is fairly easy. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Actually, ptoil's got enough health. He's fine.
Yeah, he took a save too, so it won't spell the end, but it will be a bit of a time loss if he loses here. But he's fine. He makes it through.
Yeah, even failing his wall jump at the latest possible time, he still had plenty of health to make it through. With 3 E-tanks and high jump, lava dive is not actually that scary of a situation if you know what you're doing. ptoil definitely lower than he would like to be. Could potentially have some issues in the gate glitch room if he doesn't, or if he lands in the acid pool. But
yeah,
I've already jinxed him once, so I gotta go all out now. He should be fine, though. Like I said, he's a very good GT Classic runner. You generally have lower health than this in GT Classic, so ptoil should be fine. Plus, he took the save. Got the fourth try gate glitch. Or is that first try? I don't remember. So he does have the screw attack tile. Not sure what he's planning on doing with it yet.
Yeah, I mean, you've got, what, 4 possible options with it, so...
Yeah, he's got a lot of options. I'm just not sure which one he's going to take. Could potentially go for, like, a top left, bottom right. Because he skipped Spazer.
Yeah, I was looking at that one.
Elevator is actually kind of awkward. if he's... Well, I'm not sure.
I mean, collect all 10 wrecked ship supers is like almost free. Like it takes you a little bit of extra time compared to what you would do. Norfair map stations quick. Space jump is really the big thing with top left, bottom right, I think.
Yeah, one thing I do want to point out was ptoil getting that escape from the screw attack room from the health refill, getting the jump up to the top. Didn't point it out when he did it, but it looks like he did it first try, so well done to ptoil. It's a little bit tricky. Once again, on this reverse lava dive, eats a Namahe flame, and he's still fine. 3 tanks is so much. It's so much health for this room.
Yeah, not many people are super used to the reverse lava dive there. Generally quite a bit safer though.
Yeah, definitely not super tricky. PapaSchmo, meanwhile, took down Crockemeyer, got the E-Tank as well. Just needs one more to get to 5. Looks like ptoil is actually going to skip Crockemeyer. She might have been right. Means, yeah, I assume he's going to go to Norfair map. You see he already has the power bomb selected. Just going straight there. I'm kind of surprised he made it up to that ledge, actually. But he does have the tile. You don't need to actually activate the map station, of course. You can just enter the room, and the tile will count.
Now, I would imagine for ptoil, he has no plans of coming back here to Norfair.
Almost certainly. I'm wondering if he'll pick up Spazer anyways for, like, row 4, potentially. That would be the only other convenient time to do it. I guess he could on his way to Meridia. Either way, going to skip it, so...
Yeah.
I
mean,
row 4... else in mind.
Row 4 locks you out of gravity, though.
Oh, yeah, true. That's... Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. I'm silly. He's going to take the health refill just for the health, not worried about the tile.
Yeah.
I guess there is no health refill tile on this card. But still not something you would normally see in a vanilla run. I think people undervalue health refills, actually. Especially in these weirder formats like Bingo and Randomizer. I think people don't go to health refills enough. But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, ptoil does have to be a little bit careful about his power bomb count here.
What is... Looks like Schmo potentially going back for screw attack?
Or okay, ptoil's actually just picking up beta power bombs.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be doing 35 power bombs, considering he skipped Croc, but... Oh, you know what? He didn't have... He actually had 0. He just wanted the 5 power bombs. Or, well, he had 1 to actually get to... Well...
Yeah, he would have had to rely on crabs dropping 1.
I'm not sure, actually. He could have just farmed the caterpillars. Maybe
Yeah.
He didn't think about that, though. I'm not sure. I don't think this means he's doing 35 power bombs, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, being plus 5 power bombs is not bad at all. And it's generally better in situations like that to just make a quick decision as opposed to trying to think about the perfect optimal play.
So, PapaSchmo took a lot of damage here. He can't actually do Lava Dive right now. He needs to go back up and farm. I think he wanted to get the spark across the... I don't know what that room is called, the grapple room with the spikes.
I looked it up once. It's not a room people usually refer to by name.
Yeah, the southern route room. We gotta come up with the name. It's a moment. The room became relevant. It's the Schmo room now.
Yeah, okay.
I don't make the rules.
Acid
Regardless,
snakes.
he wanted to get the spark across that room, but unfortunately didn't quite get it. So had to take a lot of damage. He entered the lava dive with only about 200 health. He has reserves. Oh no.
Ooh, yeah, he can't.
Yeah, I think he saved at Croc, right? Actually, I don't know. Well, he's going for it. Unfortunately, not
Yeah,
quite get it.
Oh, yeah, right into the Nami flame.
Oh, and he did not save. That's rough. Looks like he is going to continue though, so that's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, in bingo, nothing's a guarantee. Like, your opponent can very easily think they have completed, and then they've completely just made a miscalculation. They picked up something they meant to skip or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about a lot how lava dive isn't super difficult, but it is a very punishing trick to mess up, and there are a lot of points of failure, even with high jump. Unfortunately, PapaSchmo not quite having the health to make it through.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Lava Dive, once you mess up the first time, it's really easy to get in your head and try to rush it, and that's the worst thing you can do with Lava Dive.
Yeah, I mean, you saw when ptoil messed up the wall jump at the top ledge. He actually, I don't want to say he like completely slowed down, but he still took the time to plan out all his inputs and was still able to make it through. It's something that comes with experience, really. Like if you've done lava dive before, like ptoil has done, like I said, good GT classic runner and all. Definitely something that you'll be able to do more frequently. That's the moral of the story. Run GT Classic, please. It's fun. It's fair. Speaking of ptoil, I believe he picked up both of those wrecked ship super missiles, which we kind of knew he would do, since pretty much telegraphed the fact that he's doing top left, bottom right.
Yeah. Can't do column 5, despite having 3 of those tiles. Doesn't... oh, right, yeah, he can't do row 4 either, because he's going to be getting gravity here.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do... Like, he's going to get gravity, pick up the wreck ship tank, and then go Forgotten Highway. Would definitely be safer, since doing the E-tank, getting the E-tank without gravity is a little bit tricky. You can take a lot of damage from the spiky room of death. And if you're not super comfortable with the jump across to the E-tank, it can kind of troll you. So I don't hate this routing, although I wonder... Forgotten Highway is very slow. I wonder if it would actually be faster to just do, like, actually go back and enter Meridia from the tube.
I think it might be.
Forgotten Highway. Yeah. Forgotten Highway is, like, almost always slower. Like, there's the very specific situation in an RBO where you have space jump and no suit. And that's, like, the only situation where going Forgotten Highway is ever faster. Looks like he's going to skip the E-tank, actually.
Well, what would he want it for?
Column 3.
If he wanted
Croc as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of interesting because it seems like column 3 would be really good for his route so far, except for that croc. I would imagine he has a plan in mind.
I think his plan right now is column 1, maybe? Column 1, row 2, top left, bottom right. But he needs a lot of power bombs. He skipped the
Yeah.
croc power bomb. So he's going to need to pick up every power bomb outside of Norfair. Unless he wants to go back into Norfair. Just a little bit awkward. He's going to have to, get this one up here. Needs to get all the power bombs from Brinstar. He got beta power bombs already, so he's got that. Also going to need a few more E-tanks. I guess he'll be getting that on the way. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I like this route from ptoil, actually. I think he should have probably just fought Croc for the power bomb. But other than that, I think this is a very solid route. I think PapaSchmo is a little bit frustrated. Here, you see him having a little bit of trouble with his movement here. I think if you're in PapaSchmo's position here, you're not really worried about this run though, because you're already assuming that ptoil is going to finish well before you, since you took the death. So I think what he's more worried about is just detilting, if that makes sense. Just he's learned from his mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and you're always going to learn something. Learn to focus on something that you weren't thinking about. So
Nice reverse mock ball there from ptoil.
Yeah, I missed it because I was looking at the card. But yeah, PapaSchmo just needs to focus on the next race, in my opinion. Obviously, he shouldn't just completely give up, but definitely worry more about the race that's coming up.
Yeah, I agree. It's like PapaSchmo is not going to win this race by 30 seconds or even a minute. So he doesn't have to care too much about just like trying to have crisp, clean movement here. If he does win this game, it'll be because something catastrophic happened to ptoil. So I think just being able to stay warm, clear your mind, like you said, is just going to be his goal.
I do wonder when ptoil decided on this route, because you have to imagine if he had it in mind at the beginning, he would have gone to the reserve right away. So I wonder what he saw initially and what made him change his mind.
Yeah, in bingo, it's very easy to trip yourself up not thinking about one of those skip X item tiles or collect only one of.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking, what else would he potentially have been looking at? Like potentially a column 3 where he did Crocomire, and he just decided that row 1 would be faster since he's already doing, or column 1 would be faster since he's already doing row 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe he was looking at that column 5, just wasn't thinking about that collect only one suit.
That's also very possible, but he did pick up charge, so I'm not sure if that's the case.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Regardless, I believe he has 30 power bombs now, so just needs one more and he'll be getting that Meridia power bomb. So in the end, ptoil is actually doing a very similar route to the one I was looking at the start of the race, the column 1, row 2, row 5, but trading the kind of slow Meridia objective with the plasma for a short dip into lower Norfair to get screw attack.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also picking up a lot less E-tanks, so maybe this is actually faster. Like I said, I think this is a good route from ptoil. Made a couple mistakes, but it's bingo.
Yeah.
You're not expecting to do everything perfectly. As long as everything works out in the end, it's a good route.
Yeah, if you end up completing all your objectives on your first pass through, and you actually do the 3 lines you set out to initially, have fun in the finals, I guess.
I mean, personally, I tend to err on the side of doing more, like doing extra objectives instead of doing
Mm-hmm.
or skipping things and then doing them later.
Yeah.
In this case, it worked out pretty nicely for ptoil because he had to do the second Brinstar loop anyways. But, you know, it doesn't always work out that nicely. Fortunately, ptoil is sick with it. So he's coming up on his last, not his last Meridia super missile, but his second up here in the Oasis. Is this room called? Or the next room where the super missile is?
Watering hole?
Watering hole, that's it. Is there a room called Oasis? I feel like I don't know.
Not that I know of. There could very well be.
Yeah, because the room with the hidden missile is beach, I believe. I think I'm just crazy, but that's not important right now.
Yeah, that room's called Beach, or if you look at the wiki name for it, it is Pseudoplasma Spark Room. Because I guess it kind of looks like Plasma Spark Room.
I mean, I guess. Oh, ptoil, don't forget the Aqueduct Supers.
Oh no.
ptoil, no.
Maybe he wants them on the way out.
I guess. He's got plenty of ammo for Botwoon, so
Yeah.
should be fine.
I mean, he needs to take one of the sandpits anyway, right?
Yeah, he is coming back here, so it's actually not that big a deal. Yeah, you can take the sand pit, go down to the Norfair elevator. That will be it. So we're looking at like around a 44, 45 for ptoil, maybe a little faster than that. Meanwhile, PapaSchmo lining up for a CWJ.
And that's 5 tanks.
Yep, 5 tanks for ptoil. PapaSchmo didn't quite land the second jump. He's doing a very different route than he was before, and I kind of like it. He's trying a lot of things, a lot of the more difficult routes.
Yeah, I mean, if you have this time to just warm up for your match right after this, I think having your sort of new route style wrecked ship up and ready to go is very useful.
Yeah, it's not a route that a lot of runners in the tournament actually do normally, so just warming up the harder parts of the route is definitely not a bad idea. Fortunately, PapaSchmo having a little bit of trouble with the CWJ.
Yeah, and this Meridia segment here, I would say, is by far sort of where you feel that skip wave beam tile the most.
Yeah, and having Wave Beam for Meridia bosses makes them quite a bit slower. Although you can still one round bot wound if he gives you a good pattern.
Nice spike suit.
We'll see where he uses it. I guess he's just gonna use it to get out of the room. I'm silly. I didn't know if he maybe had something else planned, but at this point, there's really not much else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to get back to Aqueduct, get those super missiles, go down the right sand pit to the power bomb, and just go down to the elevator. It's actually way faster than I said. I said like 45 minutes. It's gonna be more like 42.
What's his third line? Or oh, the Meridia Supers, right?
Yeah, he gets the last Meridia super, so he does column 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a really clean route.
So apparently Oasis is it's the room at the bottom of the aqueduct tube. I've only ever heard that called the toilet, but maybe Oasis is a nicer word for it. You know? You can't just name everything. Ptoil definitely went through the wrong sandpit, by the way.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Not too big of a deal though. He doesn't know it, but he's still very comfortably ahead.
Yeah. Or I believe for this one, are you allowed to watch the other runner's streams?
I don't think so. Are you allowed to listen to commentary?
I
don't know if it's actually faster for Ptoil to go up this way, up the Oasis. That's what it's called. I swear. He's listening. See, he just wanted to show us the room. That's why he went to the wrong sandpit.
I guess I can see how it's an Oasis.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was definitely faster to go the other way around, but it's probably pretty comparable. I haven't timed it out. I don't know if anyone else has.
Yeah, routing Meridia is obnoxious.
He didn't even do the sick hundo strat.
How dare he?
How dare he? Unfortunately, PapaSchmo has not been having the time of his life trying to get this CWJ. It's okay though, I pointed it out, so he got it first try.
Nice.
You love to see it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll see some runners moonwalk back while angled up. I personally find that I have like a much better visual cue if I moonwalk backward into the door frame without any angling, because then you can just look where Samus's visor perfectly lines up.
Yeah, I generally just do the HBJ. I don't really like CWJ. I think it's silly. And I put a lot of time into learning the bomb jump, so I might as well do it. Might as well do it while I have the bombs, you know?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, PapaSchmo's health isn't gonna be phenomenal entering this Fantoon fight. He is able to farm a little bit. So 127. You can take a couple hits here.
Yeah, I believe each hit does 40. You can take 3 hits. And he'll probably get enough health drops to take a 4th. Definitely not guaranteed. Anyways, Ptoil going to finish. I'm not in the SRL, or you're not even using SRL. I'm not in the race time ring.
Yeah, no, Ptoil has done with an official racetime.gg time of 43:28.
Yep, could have been a little bit faster if he went down the correct sand pit, but still pretty solid for ptoil. Had a good route and didn't make too many mistakes. It is unfortunate what happened to PapaSchmo, but fortunately it is best of 3. We are getting the second one right after. I would imagine PapaSchmo is probably going to finish off this Fantoon fight. That's kind of finishing off the fight.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not the most confidence in his early wrecked ship, but fortunately, that's generally not going to be a super big deal in bingo. There will usually be a good route going down first. So if anything, it's nice for Schmo. As weird as it sounds, it's nice to know that he's not currently up to par with his early ship. So now he knows that he needs to route down first, which is actually good information in my opinion. Like just
Oh yeah,
knowing what you're
absolutely.
comfortable with at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, for rando races, there are certain tricks like high jumpless lava dive, where it's, I'll practice it beforehand, and if I don't feel like I'm hitting it, then I just won't go for it. So I think it's good to know, not only what am I good at, but what am I feeling today specifically.
Yeah, just knowing what you're capable of at that moment is very important in a lot of different Super Metroid related races. But speaking of Super Metroid related races, we have the second match coming up in just a few minutes. So we will see you then. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yes.